How to set up a lawn care business. G'day viewers, it's Jeff McPhee's Gardening, Melbourne, Australia. There's several different ways to start out a lawn care business. You might like to start out part-time, full-time. You might like to buy an existing business, or you might like to enter a franchise, buy a franchise. They all have their positives, but they also have their negatives as too. So we'll discuss that from my point of view. You know, this is the way I see it. It's because I say it doesn't mean to say it's right, but this is the way I see it, and it gives you some time to think about, if you are deciding to start out, which way you should go. Whatever way you do go, please research. Look at all the different methods. Look at all the different opinions that people offer, because there's so many different opinions out there. So if you decided to go off franchise, it's not a bad idea. Franchise gives you security. It gives you work. It gives you support. You know, your franchisor will help you out all the time. Your other franchisees will help you out. It's one big family, because they don't want you to fail. If you succeed to purchase a franchise, now they will approve you. You just can't go ahead and buy one. They've got to actually approve you, because they don't want you to fail, because it affects their brand. So it's important that they pick the right people, and hopefully you're one of those people if you want to go down that track. Of course, the thing is with a franchise, you've got to remember they operate on a system, and you've got to follow that system to the T. Because if you're very outside that system, it's affecting their brand. They've got a tried and true method of how things are to work, and that's why you've got to follow their system totally. If you get too many bad reviews, it'll get to the stage where if it can't be sorted out amongst you and your franchisor, it'll go to the next step of of the head office. And at the end of the day, if you get too many bad reviews, you could be forced to sell out of the franchise. So, you know, but that's the idea, is because they want to make sure that every operator is a good, and every operator satisfies their customer, and that's why they have that set up. It costs money. You've got to pay a fee. You've got to make monthly fees, and they also charge fees for leads. Now, the reason why they charge a fee for a lead is because they want you to own that lead. In other words, if you just get a call and to go and do a quote to a customer, you'll say, oh, look, I'll do it tomorrow, or oh, I can't be bothered today. But if you paid for that lead, the first thing you'll do is you'll ring that customer straight away, and second, you'll get to them as quick as you can, and you'll make sure that you get there on time. And that's what the franchise wants you to do. To me, franchise, I'm a little bit of I don't like being told. So I did look at franchise when I first started. It was on its young infancy. If I started out again today, me personally, I don't think I would, because I'm not that type of person for it. But there's many people that are, and there's many people that have made a lot of money. So just because I say I wouldn't do it, doesn't mean to say you shouldn't do it. But it's everyone's to their own. So once you've established that if you're not going to go franchise, are you going to go full-time, or are you going to go part-time? Are you going to buy a business? Buying a business, look, it's got advantages, but the disadvantages are people don't like to be sold. The clients don't like to be sold. What happens, and I've seen it many times, guys go and buy a round, and they lose half the customers. Because the first thing, a lot of the customers are too cheap, so the first thing the new buyer does is put all the prices up. Well, he loses all his customers. Or the client mightn't like the way you do it. They might prefer the other guy. They like the other guy. He was friendly. They just got on with him. He connected. Whereas you, they don't like. So what's going to happen is that you're going to find that they're going to get to look at somebody else. They're going to get rid of you. So that's something you need to think about when you do buy a round. Okay, so I get a lot of calls. Should I go part-time or should I go full-time? Part-time is good. You can dip the toe in the water. You're still receiving an income, so you've got financial support, and then you can do the work on the weekend or after work. The disadvantages are you can't put your total effort into the business. For example, if you ask to do a quote, you're going to have to wait till the weekend to go and service that quote. Or you do it after work, but what you have to do you have to go and get your truck or your van and branded uniform, because you want to present yourself as prompt, reliable, professional, and you're going to be there that night to do the quote. But generally you might have to wait till the weekend, and sometimes that might be too long. The other thing is too, if you've done all your work on the weekend, it's on the weekend and it rains and you can't get any work at all that work's got to be forward to the following weekend, because that work then's got to go follow the following weekend again, or you're going to skip. You're going to get into all sorts of trouble because you only get 2 days to sort of to manoeuvre things around. Whereas going full time, if you're fortunate your wife works or you've got some money behind you, it works really well. Full time gives you the time to invest your total time into the business. Now, the client can ring up, and because you've got the time, you'll be there straight away, and when you get there, you'll say to the client, okay, here's the price. Now I can do this right now. I can do this lawn for you now, or I can do this clean up and I can start tomorrow if you like. And a lot of clients go, wow, that's fantastic. Certainly have a look at that, and that really helps you put across the line, because they just want their problem fixed. They don't care whether you're new to the game or not. They want their problem fixed. If you can do it straight away, kudos to you. Now, when you start out full time, I was fortunate that I had some long service leave from my previous job, so I had a little bit of money. But in those days, I was sole income, so I really had to work hard. I really had to be desperate, but I had to be careful that I wasn't cheap. I had to make sure I was making a profit. It took me a while to get that through into my big numbskull, but I finally worked out that was the only way to go. We didn't have YouTube, we didn't have all these forums, we didn't have other people to ask. But how lucky you are now, there's so much information out there. To run a small business, as we said, it's hard work. You've got to be self-motivated. Not many people can do it. It's a very rare commodity, but you've got to be self-motivated. And to do that, you've got to come up with new ideas. You've got to be innovative. And looking at YouTubes and researching and getting on forums and talking to other people, it's great. Starting full-time, don't make my mistake and start in the slow time. Start in the busy time, because the busy time is all of us experienced contractors, we're flat out. We can't take any more work out. So there's the overflow of work. That overflow of work, now it's not going to be pristine work, of course, but it's going to be a start for you. There's going to be some rough feral jobs, long grass, there's going to be big weeding jobs, all these type of hard tasks. But eventually you'll break through and you'll start building up a clientele. It'll take time, but starting in the busy period will put you in front, trust me. I made the blue of starting in the slow time, and it took me a bit longer than it should have to get going, but next time I'll start in the busy time. So there's my thoughts on those subjects. We're all different. We all have different demeanours. We all have different financial requirements, and we also have family. Everybody has a different family requirement, where they've got kids to go to school and all these other things we've got to deal with. Enjoy the journey, guys. If you're just starting out, think about what I've said, and please research. Look at other people, what their opinions are. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Thanks for watching. Love your comments, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.